إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن عليًّا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليًّا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله.
محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من هيجان الحرص وسورة الغضب وغلبة الحسد وضعف الصبر وقلة القناعة وشكاسة الخلق وإلحاه الشهوة وملكة الحمية ومتابعة الهوى ومخالفة الهدى وسنة الغفلة وتعاطي الكفلى وتعاطي الكلفة وإيثار الباطل على الحق والإصرار على المأثم واستصغار المعصية واستكبار الطاعة ومباهاة المكثرين والإزراء بالمقلين وسوء الولاية لمن تحت أيدينا وترك الشكر لمن اصطنع العارفة عندنا. أما بعد فأوصيكم عباد الله ونفسي بتقوى الله ونظم أمركم. أما بعد فقد قال الإمام علي بن أبي طالب عليه الصلاة والسلام: فالمتقون فيها هم أهل الفضائل. ثم قال: قلوبهم محزونا وشرورهم مأمونا. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Respected scholars, my elders, dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are in the days of Eidul Ghadir and Eidul Mubahala, and these are very special days, very significant occasions and days. So many Mubarakis and felicitations on these occasions. May Allah give us tawfiq to take lessons from these occasions, the lessons of leadership, the lessons of wilayah, the lessons of the religious authorities, and so forth. For such occasions, definitely the best discussion that we can have is a discussion about the same personality who's the center of these occasions, Imam Ali bin Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So before my trip, that I was not here for 2 weeks, and so I was discussing the Khutbatul Muttaqeen, the sermon where Imam has explained the qualities and attributes of pious people. Who are the pious people? So for today's discussion, we have reached to quality number 12 and 13, where Imam says, قُلُوبُهُمْ مَحْزُونَةٌ. Pious people are the one who are having grief and sadness in their hearts. We know that being sad is not one of the qualities of mu'min people. لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. So that is why when we say these people are mahzoon, these people are sad people, that doesn't mean that they are sad because of the worldly beings, because of the worldly matters. Rather, these are the people who are sad because of the matters of akhirah, because of the matters of hereafter, because of the matters where they see themselves as inferior. Whenever they see their prayers, they see that our prayers are not deserving to be accepted. Whenever they see their ibadah, their a'mal, their du'as, they see themselves as inferior people. That no, we are not deserving, not only for acceptance of du'as and a'mal, but some of the times we think that we are not deserving to even recite the du'a. Some of the times we are getting the tawfiq, getting the opportunity which even we don't deserve. So not only for acceptance we don't deserve, but also for the practice itself. Many a times, if we look into it, we are not doing anything special, but all of a sudden Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you an opportunity, a tawfiq, which is very specific and very special tawfiq. So that is why قُلُوبُهُمْ مَحْزُونَ. We are always thinking that the things that we are doing might not get accepted. And that is why we are saddened because of that reality. And then Imam reaches to the second phrase where he says, شُرُورُهُمْ مَأْمُونَ. Muttaqi people, the pious people, are the ones who are harmless people. Muttaqi people cannot hurt, cannot harm any other being, any other person. What is shar? Shar is the negativity. Shar is the evil. If you look into the phrase that Imam explains over here, he doesn't say that muttaqi people are the ones who are not having any evil. I remember some of the times many of the people used to ask, Maulana, do you know the abuses that we normally, have in our day-to-day life? I was in India, there some people came to me and so they brought a case and they said, okay, these kids are abusing each other. So they came to me and said, Maulana, we are very embarrassed to bring this matter to you. We know that you don't know any of these things. I said, who said I don't know? Even I know these things. Point is not that you don't have any evil in your existence. Every person, even muttaqi people, are having evil in their existence. Every person. So the example of abuse can be a good example. Do you know some of the abuses? If a Maulana knows some of the abusive words, does it make him a bad Maulana or evil Maulana? No, Maulana knows. A muttaqi people like you might be knowing many of the evil things, but that is not the case. Imam doesn't say muttaqi are the people who are not having any shar. Imam says muttaqi are the people, shururuhum, they have shar. They have evil aspects. They have shortcomings. They have mistakes. Even they have the ability to hurt people. They have the ability to abuse. They have the ability to break the hearts. But shururuhum ma'muna. They don't utilize this ability to break the hearts of the people. They don't utilize and use this ability to, defame people, to break their identity, their respect, and many types of shurur that we have. So we have to look into the phrase that Imam has selected, because each and every word of Imam Ali bin Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam Muhammad is very, very eloquent. That is why it is being said, Kalamul Imami Imamul Kalam. The Imam used to select each and every word on purpose. So this word, Shururuhum Ma'muna, that means they have some of the evil aspects, but they will make sure that evil aspects are not reaching to other people. And this is the quality of a muttaqi. How many types of, so basically ulama of akhlaq, the scholars of ethics in Islam, they have presented that 4 basic and major qualities are there, which are called positive aspects and positive qualities for each and every person. And on the other hand, we have 8 evil qualities of a person, of a human being, of which shar is one of those 8 major evil qualities of a human being. So how many types of shar we can imagine over here? We can imagine of physical harm, physical shar. Somebody just comes to the properties of the people and destroys the properties, let's say. Or he comes to hit the people. He comes to, displace the properties and manipulate the things, etc. physically. So these are the physical harms. Many a times this happens. In schools, the students to each other, they bully each other, abuse each other physically. So this is the harm which is happening physically. Many a times in school, we get into a fight. So if each and every student who are sitting over here, if you consider yourself as a muttaqi, Talib, do you consider yourself as a muttaqi person or not? Yes? So you have to be away from any sort of fight, isn't it? Every person who is considering himself as a muttaqi person, shururuhum ma'muna. He cannot produce the evil, the shar to other people. He cannot harm other people physically. This is the first aspect. The second one, you don't laugh. You also being considered on that. So the second one is the mental harm. This is much, much more important. Many other times, we are not abusing, we are not harming people physically, but we are destroying their existence by harming their mental situations. Many a times, we discourage people. Many a times, we just, maybe many of the youngsters, many of the students, even your family members would come to you and tell you, see, Baba, I've done this thing or that thing. And that thing is not very much, significant thing in your eyes. But all of a sudden you say, this is nothing. This is a harm that you are causing for your children, but this is a mental harm. And it's much more important. Physical one will get resolved in some days. But this mental harm has to be, dealt with. It will not go automatically. This is very, very important. Speaking negatively. Many times there are people, whenever you go to them with a very wonderful idea, with a wonderful work, you go to them, they'll say, it's okay. It's not new thing, but it's okay. You go on. This is a mental harm. Criticizing people. There are people who always criticize. They can't see any positive aspect in any practices and actions. You do whatever you do, you mention whatever you mentioned, all of a sudden you say, Manana, you don't know many of the aspects, You don't know the history. You were here only for some months and so. So right now, the person has done a very wonderful job. You praise the job. You praise the practice. Don't say, don't let me know about the past and history. Maybe there are some negative aspects for that as well. But right now, the practice, the work is good. Praise it. Many a times, we are only looking to the shortcomings. This is not the way muttaqi people would do. Muttaqi people, shururuhum ma'muna. And the third one would be the spiritual aspects of the harming. Many a times, we destroy the spirit of a person. The spiritual life of a person. This can relate to the parents as well. Maybe the parents, if they do the tarbiyah, which is only a physical tarbiyah, and they are not paying attention to the spiritual aspect of the tarbiyah, this is a harm that they are causing for the existence and the life of their kids and children, which is the spiritual aspect of the harm. So muttaqi people are the ones, shururuhum ma'muna. So they are not the ones who are harming people, but muttaqi people are the ones who are harmless people. The same dua that I've read over here, I read for the same purpose, that this harm, this causing disturbance and destroying people, their identity, their life, their mental health, this is happening because of a number of things. Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, in this dua number 8. Dua number 8 of Sahifa Sajjadiyah. You please go through the translation of this dua. This is very wonderful. Imam is taking refuge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from these things, which I believe these are the major causes for causing harm to people. He explains very well over here that some of the times it is our ghadab, it is our anger which is causing harm to other people. Physical harm, mental harm, or the spiritual harm. Some of the times it is hasad, ghalabat al-hasad, it is the jealousy. Some of the time it's dha'af al-sabr, we don't have the patience, and that is why we are causing harm to others. Some of the time it's qillat al-qana'a, we are greedy about something, and that is why we are causing harm. Some of the times it is ilhahu shahwa, it is our pleasure. We are seeking our pleasure. That is why it's a lengthy dua. Maybe you can refer to dua number 8 of Sahifa Sajjadiyah in order to understand what are the causes of the harms that normally we are going towards and we are causing for other people. May Allah give us tawfiq to be a muttaqi person. And in order to become a muttaqi person, may Allah give us tawfiq to be harmless towards each and every person in the society and in the world. Ameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I go into the discussion again, I would request if it's possible to come forward a bit so people who are coming afterwards can have a better place over there. A bit with salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. There is a hadith narrated from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And also it is the same hadith that has been narrated from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wa salam, that they said, Al-Muslimu man salima an-nasu min yadihi wa lisanihi وَالْمُؤْمِنُ مَنِ ائْتَمَنَّهُ النَّاسُ عَلَىٰ أَمْوَالِهِمْ وَأَنفُسِهِمْ. That it is one of the aspects of Muslim identity that al-Muslimu man salima an-nasu min yadihi wa lisanih. If you consider yourself as a Muslim even, not a muttaqi, not a mu'min, but a Muslim only, even then you have to be mindful and very much precautious about your hands, means about your practices that you do, and about your tongue, what you say. If people are not in peace, are not relaxed from your tongue, and they are afraid if this person comes in, he might say something which makes us embarrassed, or which makes us discouraged, which destroys our, the identity, the spirit of something, our work, our teamwork, then this person has no right to call himself as a Muslim even. This is the hadith of Rasulullah. Man salima an-nasu min yadihi wa lisanih. So you have to be precautious. Don't be someone who always put and add negativity to everything. Be someone who gives positivity. Be someone who gives you the courage. Be someone who encourages you, encourages other people, encourages the youth, the next generations to go forward for other things. Make and prepare their spirit. This is how a Muslim shall be. And there are many other discussions in this regard, even from our first Imam. Many a times it happened that Imam insisted upon this thing, that even if you are giving me the whole world and the treasures of the whole world, I will not harm even a small amount of harm. Many a times he explained It's not time to explain the things in extensive way. So this is the situation of Muslims. Though there are other discussions that harm has to be defined, and there are occasions, there are times when the same person who's harmless person has to defend himself. Nowadays, we are having situations across the globe where the political scenario, the political situation is requiring the same muttaqi people, the same harmless people to be active the other way. And definitely that is also needed. So we are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the things that are happening across the globe, the things which are happening in our country over here, may Allah keep all the people safe. And also it's a request and recommendation to each and every one of us, to all community members, to all members of this salah, to take measures of precautions and be in a situation where you are protecting yourself and your family members as well, besides all other discussions and requirements that you have. May Allah keep all of us safe, keep the country safe, keep the people safe, inshallah, tabaraka wa ta'ala. And may Allah give us tawfiq to reach to a point where we can call ourselves as Muslims and call ourselves as mu'mins and the muttaqi people. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna a'ataynaka al-kawthar fasalli li rabbika wanhar inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وصل على وليه ووصيه علي بن أبي طالب وعلى سيدة نساء العالمين فاطمة الزهراء وعلى سبطي نبي الرحمة الحسن والحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. اللهم صل على الحجة الثاني عشر بقية الله المنتظر مولانا صاحب الزمان. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك غافر الذنب والخطيئات إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم صل على أستغفر الله ربي وأتوب إليه. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد